Hey everyone, it's Curly and welcome back to From Zero in Zero. So, it's a pretty big day today. We have our first clan event. I've been meaning to do a video on this for a very long time. Originally, I was going to start a brand new, another new account, aside from this new account, in order to go through this, but I think this account is relatively new enough where I can do everything that I need to do and go over for this video. And let's just go ahead and get started right away. So, first things first, every time a new clan event starts, it is always at the time that is listed there. You can go ahead and translate that to your time. For me, I am an EST, and this is 10 p.m. That's whenever a new event starts, which sucks for me, because a new event starts, and then a new day begins at 8 a.m., which means, unless I stay up really late, I can't really have a lot of time to do much for the event the first day, so I usually tend to miss out on the awards, which sucks. But hey, today I gotta jump on it. So, whenever an event starts, there is a daily login bonus that goes along with it, and it just gives you skips tickets, which are really important for this event coming up. As a brand new player right now on this account, I don't really have any skip tickets at all, really, aside from the ones that they give me here. So it's gonna be a little bit rough, but hey, we'll get through it. So that's the first thing. And you'll also see that there's going to be a new section available. So you'll see here that we got some information about the new event here. It says you can get some new Dimension Police cards. You get the new Super Cosmic Hero X Lead. And you have to get Dimension Police medals to exchange for these cards. So that's essentially how these events work. Before, just to give you some history, how these events worked is that certain clans had their cards only come from clan events. And that continues to be the same to this day, except they've just changed up which clans are treated this way. But how it was done before is that you would fight against the character for that event, and they would then drop some tickets for you, and then you would then go and exchange those tickets into an actual gacha, like a box gacha, to try and pull the cards for that event. It was a very obnoxious system. Everyone hated it. I hated it a bunch. This is like the first video I think I ever did on Vanguard Zero, just talking about Vanguard Zero, not just like playing or whatever. Because I was just so annoyed with how that system works. And thankfully they've changed that drastically. They started changing it a little bit early on, but now in G they've completely overhauled it, and it's a million times better, both for free-to-play free-to-play pairs. I said pairs again. Free-to-play players. Specifically. So, you'll see here, we go here to this banner here, we have the Clan Fight Challenge. There's going to be a little bit of a, I think, story, because I've never done a clan fight before on this account, but we can go ahead and skip that. It is really kind of unfortunate. It's one of the only things that I liked about the old way of doing clan fights, is that they had like a little story that was, kind of significant and had to do with the anime sometimes, and it just let you do like cute little interactions and stuff throughout the event. It was very similar to what they have, well, for like the dice events, but here it's just always the same thing. So we're just gonna go ahead and skip it, and we'll go into the actual event here. And this tells you everything that you need to know. So this event is for Dimension Police, the clan of Dimension Police. Carl is going to be your main character for this right now. So what you do with this is very simple. Step 1, you get clan tickets. How do you get clan tickets? You do character fights. Similar to how we did with like the Suicide video, if you watched that, or not Suicide specifically, but the HoloLive collab stuff, the video right before this, or if you're watching this in the future, maybe any other video that I've done similar to that. But as you do character fights, they will, in addition to materials, they will drop tickets. Then, with those tickets, you can go to this event and play the event. So you'll fight against Vanguard here, and once you defeat Vanguard, you get some medals that you can then exchange for cards. Then you'll accumulate points. If you have enough points, you then get to fight the character for the event, which in this case is Carl. Once you beat Carl, you go to a next level, and you'll be able to get more medals, which you can exchange for more stuff. And there's some little things like there's a black Vanguard that shows up that gives you triple points. And you can also use skip tickets to just make this go faster, and you can also now skip the main character for the fight, but it's going to cost you 2 tickets. And that's it. That's the main flow of the event. It's very simple. Do your clan, your character events, go to the clan event, fight the character, exchange for rewards, do character fights, you know, on and on and on. We don't have any right now, so we can't exchange for them. So let's go ahead and get a couple of those. Now, here's the best way to do this, and it's one of the reasons why I'm always talking about stamina refreshes and make sure you use them correctly, so on and so forth. So we'll try to see if we can take a look at the quest side here. We're a bit off. So, it probably applies more to older players now, but I also have the other side that I can use. But when this gauge fills up here, my G grade increases, right? It'll go from 17 to 18. The way I do that is by completing these missions, and you see here they have these points here that will then be added to this meter and then go on to the next level, and I get 50 gems. But more importantly than that, I get additional stamina, like I get one more max stamina, and I get a full stamina. So, if I have 160 right now, it'll give me my max stamina, just boop. So it'll, instead of like filling it up to 130, it'll take the 106 and then just add 130 to it. So I have 236. And that's very powerful. It gives you a lot of stamina, more stamina than you're supposed to have. So that's why I'm always saying if you want to start a new account, ideally it's always best to do it when a clan event is on, because you can easily get all the cards for that clan event, because you will start at grade 1 and you will very easily be able to rank up and then keep getting more stamina as you go, and it'll just keep going on and on and on. Whereas right now I've ranked up a little bit, so it goes a little bit slower, but I could very easily, especially if I want to use some of my gems, again, free to play, gems that I've acquired just from playing the game, I can very easily proc that to get to where I need to. As a newer player myself, I do have access to the Card Capital 2 side, which also lets me do the same thing. And if I'm really cool, I have just enough missions finished that I can actually do this right now. Ooh, I have to do the story. Okay, hold on. So, now that we've completed all these missions for these fighters grade here, I can go ahead and claim all these rewards here. And you'll see, I'll get my thing, and then this will go up. And boom! From 33 to 34. Of course, there's two different grades. Don't confuse the two of them. But you see I got an extra max stamina. And it gave me the 31 plus the 108 for 239. And now it gives me these other missions that I need to do. So it wants me to fight this character, fight anyone, do the story. And essentially, for this event, that's what you will have to do. You will just have to constantly keep refreshing that. Keep completing your missions, getting more stamina, go back, do some more missions, keep completing your stamina, go on and go forth, right? So for example, instead there to go beat up Asuka, I would go beat her up. Then I'll also get the tickets for that, because it counts for this side too. Right now there's an event, so everyone has extra drops, which is great. But you can see here there's an event drop, where if you fight any character, you will get this clan fight ticket. And that's really what you want to do, is just go through it. That's really that simple. I thought this video was going to be real long, but it's just really that simple. As a brand new player, you should have a good amount of, I guess, leeway, because your grade and everything should be a lot lower. So you can very easily rank it up during the clan event, which will then give you a bunch of tickets, or unless you give a bunch of stamina, which then you can use to get a bunch of tickets, and then when you run out, just keep doing that. So you just gotta basically get into a motion where you just keep getting and completing your missions into the in a way that it also gives you your tickets, and then go hit the refresh. And you want to do this for both sides. I'll give you a little bit more tips and tricks on that specifically. One thing you do not want to do during any clan event is you do not want to do any of the easy, very easy missions ever. Never do them at all during an event. Even if you need to, try not to do them during an event, because in terms of the amount of stamina that you're putting into it and the amount of drops that you're getting for the clan event, it does not pay out as well as if you were doing any of the other ones. You can do normal, hard, or very hard. Likewise, on the other Card Capital 2 side, you can do any of the bottom two. Do not do the very easy or whatever it's called. Do not do that during a clan event, because you will use way more stamina than what is given to you when you could just use that stamina in the very hard. Unless they've changed it, which I doubt, but I've done the math myself, and you kind of get gypped off if you do that. So don't do that. Just make sure you do these specifically. The other thing is, let's go over to the Card Capital 2 side. And let's... I always forget that this thing is out there. Sorry about that. That's one of the things I hate about using, BlueStacks 5 is that I don't have the stream mode, so I can't very easily do that. So it's not going to show up right now because Carl is an existing character. But when Carl was a new character, he would have shown up here into the new area for character fights. For example, the latest clan event we got that had a new character was Henry here. He's a brand new character that just showed up. What does this mean for you? It means that you'll have new story missions, so make sure you do that. Try to prioritize these as well, just so you can get stamina, or sorry, you can get gems. I'm jumping ahead of myself, which you can then use to get stamina. You can also just keep the gems for other stuff if you want, but if you're focusing on that clan event, you can go ahead and grab those gems, use them for stamina, and then you can go ahead and get more character fight drops, and then use that on the event. And then the final thing I'll say here, very simple. Probably went over this already, but you'll see here. We have these two missions here. Of course, I can change them if I want to for something a little bit easier, but you can also replenish and add extra missions. Typically, what I like to do, wow, I got really good ones here. Typically, what I want to do is every day make sure I use up as much of that as I can. Use those stamina points and try to get as many missions as I can in one day, because you can only do 2 extra sets of 3 missions, and you can only have a maximum of 9. So I just try to do as many of those as I can in one day, just to make sure during a clan event I can grade up as much as I can to then get as much stamina as I can to then get as many rewards as I can. And then I aim to try and get the 2-star and 3-star missions. The 1-star missions only give me 50, whereas these give me 100. So again, I get there quicker. But once you run out of free resets, it's really not advisable for you to keep trying to reset. I'm a fool and like to gamble and hope that I'll get something good, but it's not the best thing to do. So we got a nice set of missions here. Unfortunately, the rank fight one, if it was on my actual account, it'd be really nice, because I have a dex that I can use. Here I don't really have any. But let's get some materials here, and then actually get to the actual exchange and stuff. See here, I've leveled up again. Just doing the usual. I don't know if I'm explaining myself as well. Sometimes when I go over it, I don't know if it's very clear what I'm trying to say to you guys. I forgot I have to update the days for crafting. Trying to craft a GR. Clan events actually help you get GRs. We'll go over that in a second here. Let me just wait for this to load. Let's go back here. Let's go not here. Here. As well, I'm here. I can talk about this next part. During the event, you do have some lifetime missions, and they give you packs. Usually it's packs for the current box. In this case, it's a little bit different because, again, Fighters Collection is a special box. Look at the previous video to know what I mean about that. So you can get yourself 5 packs here, as well as some sleeves, and you can also get yourself some skip tickets, which you can use in the event itself, which is nice. But not an achievement. I wanted to go here, and I have to update. By the way, a quick tip. See this thing here where it says win champions tournaments once? You're never going to be able to get this. If you're ever looking at the achievements and wondering, you're never going to be able to get this. This is from an old mode that we had. We had like a little tournament mode. It's not as cool as you're probably thinking it is. They discontinued it and decided to leave the achievement there. So that is never going to happen. So let's see here. We got so many things. It might be this one. No, that's for Henry. There we go. Log in for that X many days, so you can tell how long it's been since I've recorded the last video, I guess. In general, this might be one of the, I won't say last videos, but I'll probably slow down a little bit just because we are running out of things. This is definitely one of the big things I want to go over. I'll say that much, but we will probably, whoops, don't want to go there. Probably releasing these videos or doing any of these on like a more like a needed basis when like stuff actually comes up, because we're kind of running out of tips. If there's anything you guys want me to go over, please let me know. I'll more than gladly do it. But I think I've blabbed out. That's about enough. Alright, so now that we have the tickets here, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, which are the fight skins here. So, this is how these fight skins work. Every day throughout the duration of the event, there will be one particular fight skin that will give you a boost during the event if you use it. So you can see right now, Suneto Tado here for Oracle Think Tank. If you use his skin, not the clan, the skin specifically, you get a boost for when you do the clan fight challenge. You get an extra boost and you get extra medals. Alright, it increases the amount of medals that you get. What does this mean for you? As a free-to-play player, this means nothing to you. Absolutely nothing, because these medals cost money to get, and they cost 10 USD. So if you're willing to get them, go ahead. There is like a sale thing that comes up every month where you can exchange, like you can get gems and a skin medal. Go ahead and do that. If you're willing to pay money for a clan that you really want to play for, and you want to like maybe get all the cards or cards from a previous wave of the support, you might need to get some skins to be able to do that. Likewise, if you want to like go crazy and SP it, again, you want to get all these skins. But that's unfortunately how it works. Again, as a free-to-play player, disregard it. Doesn't matter to you. Honestly, does not matter. And you'll see here, you can go to the limited exchange. It'll just open up the like exchange. You can access it from the shop window as well. But you can go to this tab here that says Clan Medal Reissued, and these are the cards that were issued in the past. So you can exchange for those. It's obviously very difficult to get everything for multiple events in one event, right? So just pick and choose what you want. Stuff like the previous grade 3 would be a good get for you, because you know that'll be useful. But stuff like maybe like this random stride that doesn't, you know, mesh with any of the cards you're using, don't get it. Or that's not stride, that's Legion. So try to be very selective, like build a deck before you play it or find a list online, and then, you know, exchange for those cards specifically at the lowest rarities and so on and so forth as much as you can. But these are the ones for this current event. Then you just have to go to fight, and it's rather simple. Just pick any deck. Sure, we'll use the Gear Chronicle deck that we have not been using. This is supposedly a Gear Chronicle account, and I've just been using Shadow Paladin Revengers. Actually, I forgot I have some skip tickets, but that's fine. We'll auto-fight through it. Because we only have 10 skip tickets, which isn't the best. But we'll just let the computer duke this out. I've still got to work out on this deck. This month has been somewhat of a blessing, because it's giving me another wave of Try Next packs. Instead of Fighters Collection, which isn't very useful for both the Shadow Paladin deck I'm trying to build and the Gear Chronicle deck that I'm trying to complete. Try Next is good for the Gear Chronicle one, so I can't really say I'm complaining. For my other account, my actual account, my personal account, not very good, because I don't care about any of those clans, really. I do not play any of those clans mainly. But in any case, I hope that's been making sense so far. And you just want to make sure that you time your resets well. It's like you want to like min-max, so you can turn it into a little bit of a game. Just make sure that once you refresh and you see the missions, try to do those missions so you can refresh again and then do the missions and then refresh again while also doing character fights, right? Like hopefully those missions are for character fights, which then gives you the drops for the clan event. Then you go back and reset, get more stamina, do the character fights again, and you get a bunch of stamina, a bunch of tickets that way. You can complete the event very easily. I wanted to go. I felt like I wanted to go more in detail about that, but I don't know. That seems like it makes sense, right? If it doesn't make sense, let me know in the comments below. I'll expand on it, maybe do another video on it or something. But it's just pretty simple. That's all you want to do for clan events, is just use your character fights, use your resets to make sure you get as much as possible. And I think that's the last I'll say of it. Like I'm just beating a dead horse right now, right? But there is something else that we want to go over, and then we'll end the video up there. Computer's gonna go into, oh my god, it like time leaped into a PG, and then now it's gonna go into next stage with one card in hand. and then try to attack with this.
And it decided not to use the effect of this.
Had it done that, it probably would have won this turn, and now it's dead. Why did I believe that the computer could do anything? So good. Not even the computer can use Gear Chrono. I just went ahead and skipped. I don't trust the computer. So you can see here, I finished the fight. I got 200. I used a skip ticket. I used several skip tickets, which is why you see the screen here. How the skipping, using multiple at once works, is that it'll just keep skipping until you reach the maximum level, and then it'll stop, and it'll like give you back any extra tickets that you didn't get to spend. So you see here, I just did one instead of the 5 that I put in, and just used 1 because we leveled up because it's the first level, and we got here. We can fight Carl. And then if you fight him 3 more times, so you level up 3 times, then you can skip him. You know, skip his fights, which is nice. But the last thing I want to show really quickly here is we'll go back to the exchange. This kind of goes back to crafting a little bit. I'm going to try and do another video on like advanced crafting, and I'll probably touch on this again. But when a clan event happens, let's say you do not care about the clan event. You do not play Dimension Police, or they don't have any good cards for you, or some of the cards you just don't care about, and you already got what you need. That is fine. You can make a lot of use of this event. For one, you know, you can get some tickets out of that. That's okay. Get some sleeves? Sure. However, the other thing you can do is you can pick out some of the triple rares. Might be a little bit expensive, but you can take out, if you have extra materials, the triple rares here, redeem them, or usually more done with the double rares here, redeem them, get them. Then once you have them completed, I might be able to do it with the this is stupid, never do this. This is for educational purposes, but never do this. We're gonna redeem this for these commons here. Commons are a waste. You can just craft them, so you're better off not using your clan materials for common cards. But once you finish redeeming a card, you can get the SP of that card. And then what you can do is you can then deconstruct that in order to get yourself some generation material. And that's kind of what a lot of players do in using clan events, especially clan events that, for cards or clans that they don't care about, is that then they use that to get generation material. Since it's a card from the G era, instead of it giving you clan material when you deconstruct it, you get generation material. I might not have gone over deconstruction yet, but we'll go over it basically right now really quickly. Once you, same way like when you open packs or whatever the case may be, once you get more than 4 copies of a card, it becomes material, right? If it's on the other side before G, it becomes clan material. If it's after G, it becomes generation material. If you have 4 copies of a card and then you have an SP copy of that card, you can actually deconstruct your SP copies. You know, your SPs are the nice shiny ones, right? So let's say we go here. Let's go to my Shadow Paladin Revengers deck. I've been considering, debating, doing like some sort of like little deck profile on this deck, but so you can see here I have an SP of this. I can deconstruct this and get material. Granted, because this is a newer card, it turns into that kind of material. That's what you can do in this event. You can just get cards from this event, SP copies of them, then deconstruct them, and then those become generation materials, which then you can use to craft the GRs that you actually want, right? So, shield the art. Use your stamina refreshes to get the missions completed, so you can get another stamina refresh, but you need to do the character fights in order to get clan fight materials, which you can then go through and do the character here. Try to get the cards that you need specifically first, and then you can worry about anything else, because they are going to have stuff from past events, which is going to be very difficult for you to do in one event, so just, you know, be cautious of that, be cognizant, make sure you get what you need. But as a new player, you should have enough of a like low level and low grade to be able to very easily jump up. Like you can see for me right now, when I go to quest on this account, the number or points to level up to the next grade, which I think is 19, is just 780. Which sounds like a lot, but that's just like, you know, 7 missions that have 100. So I can do most of these, and I'll already have 350, and I'm like halfway there. On my account, I need like 2,000 points, so it takes me a long time. At level 1, grade 1, you just need to do like 30. So it's just any mission, it'll, you know, automatically give it to you. So that's why, again, I recommend it. If you have a clan that you know is coming up and there's a clan event, that's the best time to start the game because you can get all the cards really easily. And then finally, you know, fight skins are not going to work out for you. If you want to spend money, go ahead. If you don't want to spend money, if you want to be free to play, this is never going to be an option to you. Just ignore this. Close your eyes. Doesn't exist. Don't even worry about it. But if you do have the bread to spend, go ahead. It'll make this a lot easier for you. And then finally, if you don't care about the event at all, you can just very easily exchange for stuff that you don't care about. Get the SPs of them, deconstruct the SPs. It's not worth getting something like the GR and deconstructing that, because that's going to take too long. The triple rares, if you can get those, but ideally it's the double rares that give you, you know, not as much, but it is a lot easier to craft these, especially the SPs, and then deconstruct them. And I think that'll do it. Really simple. Clan events are super simple. You can build an entire deck with them. Don't forget you have a pretty good large amount of time. You have, you know, a little bit over a week to complete this. So just do your best. Forget the rest. I think it's exactly a week maybe. But still, you'll have more than enough time. Don't worry. But in any case, if you guys have any questions about clan events or anything like that, that maybe I didn't cover, I think I kind of went over everything. Put them down in the comments below. I'll try to answer them. I'll include it in the top comment. And until next time, take care of yourself, play Vanguard, and have yourself a damn good one.